it wasn't that I was telling people what to do, it was that I'm helping them to articulate themselves. All right, let's see what we got here from Simon Sinek. If we want people to speak to us honestly, we must be willing to honestly listen. It sounds so simple. And if you know Tom and I, we love simple things. Business and life are simple, they're just not easy. And guess what? Listening, honestly, it's not an easy thing to do. But here's something that I would say, at least for me, made me really kind of exceptional, if I can pat myself on the back, kind of exceptional at what I do is I have actually been trained on how to listen. And it's something that you can do whether you do what I did or you just think about, really intentionally listening to people. I was trained through something called the Sandler Training Series. And this thing legitimately changed my life. I built my financial planning firm after I went through that because I realized how incredibly important it is not to sell people things, but to listen to them. This training series that I went through was all about psychology and behavior and to have a process in doing that. And what it really, really taught me was that it wasn't that I was telling people what to do, it was that I'm helping them to articulate themselves, right? How do I get you to say what you're trying to say to me much, much clearer? And without listening to somebody, you can't help them translate. You can't meet them where they're at. And that in business and in life is where a lot of greatness comes from. When you have this ability to truly say, okay, we understand one another. And I think that only comes through listening. What Tom and I really have the ability to do at Atomic Business Coaching, so you can be the CEO, is uncover what truly matters. What actually matters here by asking questions that most people wouldn't even think to ask. And it's not because we're so clever at coming up with asking questions. The reason it is because we have a very unique way to listen to you. And here's that unique way. There's two of us there all the time. When we meet with our clients, two of us are there. So even if I'm sitting here thinking and waiting for my turn to speak, Tom could be listening, right? So we have 4 ears, not two. And the ability for us to not only listen to our client, but listen to each other is what truly changes. We have a brainstorming session with every client meeting, not on purpose, but that's what happens. It's the client talking to Tom and then me talking to Tom about the client, then me and the client talking, and then the client and Tom talking about what me and the client were talking about. And it's like we all heard each other. And that is a true differentiator that I have never seen in any coaching anywhere, where everybody gets a chance to listen. Because even for the client, when the client is listening to me and Tom talk about them or their situation or their potential or their struggles, they actually get to hear it. When most of the time when you're one-on-one coaching, you're hearing it, maybe not listening, you're hearing it, you're processing it, you're coming back with whatever it is you want to answer or rebuke. And it's like, oh, it's this constant flow back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Where what we have this very, very unique ability to do is take skill sets both Tom and I have gained throughout our careers and then implement them in this dual coaching approach. It's been a game changer for me because I feel I get to have a deeper knowledge of each and every client that I get to meet because I have about 50% of the time where I get to actually listen to them. Now, yes, you may not have a partner where you could do this, but you can start working on actively listening to people. And the easiest way to do this, and if you know us, I heard the word easy, but the easiest way to do this is what I've learned called reflective listening, right? Let them know that you understand what they're saying. Summarize what they just said. So what you're saying to me is X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C. And they're like, holy shit, you actually heard what I said to you. It's amazing the difference when you can get somebody else to recognize that you recognize them. It's actually incredible, and people are surprised that, wow, you're really listening to me. This is amazing. When it should be an all the time thing, it's just not. Human nature is we're waiting for our turn to speak.